Hi, this is Mark, and this is another episode of the ADD Show. I want to talk to you guys about how Republican culture wars are getting people killed. Okay, so today there was a nationwide walkout at schools. They were protesting about gun violence because enough is enough. While Republicans are turning back the restrictions on guns, that means, so Florida joined, 25 other states where you don't even need any background checks at all. You can just go in, get a gun, that's concealed. But they don't want to stop there. They want to make it open carry. So you can just, non-concealed, you can just have it out and about. Because that freaks me out. I live in California. I like the fact that we don't see guns all over the place like it's the wild, wild west. But in Republican states, they want freedom. We need our freedom, so we're gonna have guns. More guys with guns, stop bad guys with guns. That is not true. Look what happened in Uvalde. Cops did not want to go in. Well, people are being murdered. So, the assault rifle ban that was in place before reduced gun violence. There's no reason why they can't come back. And there's no reason why you're making it easier for people to get guns. It's harder to get a fishing license, a driver's license, than it is to get a gun in some of these states. It is ridiculous. Okay? You need more permits if you make an addition on your place where I live. In those other states, it's easier to get a gun than to get a permit to get new pipes in your building, okay? Yes, granted, you don't want to flood, but you also don't, I don't want to get shot by a psychopath who shouldn't have a gun. What happens if you get into arguments? People pull out their guns. People get shot unnecessarily. You literally can go in to a bar with concealed guns, and what happens once you're drinking and something happens? Problems arise. Does it make any sense? No, it does not make any sense whatsoever for that many guns. And let's go into schools and school shooting. Republicans are blaming the doors. You know what they want? They want armed guards all around the schools. Armed guards. But as I said in Uvalde, what happens at that point? So now we're going to have a shootout? They want teachers to have guns. So not only do they have to go and get training to be a teacher, they're not making money, they're paying out of pocket for a lot of stuff. Now what? They have to be a good marksman with their gun, gun training. I worked in some schools, okay? Some of those elementary or kindergarten teachers, they're like 65, 70 years old. So now what? We got to get them strapped. So underneath the table, where everyone is doing song and dance, they have to have like a gun ready at that point. And then what happens? Someone comes in and then we have a shootout in the middle of the classroom. None of it made sense. Or, you know what makes the most sense? Hey, maybe we can restrict our guns. Okay, now we talked about some of these Republicans. Jim Jordan, the same person who while he was a wrestling coach, some of his players get molested, is now out there trying to say, oh, New York, because they went after Trump. I just had to get that little dig in on Jim Jordan because he's such a piece of shit. But anyway, he wants to go to New York on taxpayer money to complain that there's too much crime, they should be concentrating on crime. New York City has a lower murder rate than Columbus, Ohio. Per capita, yeah, it's true. Lower murder rate. Jimmy should stay in his own place in Ohio. Marjorie the Monster Green showed up to support Trump. She got into Mike yelled and then called New York a disgusting place. Hey, guess what? People from all over the world go to New York City. They're not going to wherever the hell your town is in Georgia. Okay, no one is going there. They're going to New York because it's still an amazing city. Does it have issues? Yeah, every place has got issues and problems. But you know what the best part is? They got Trump. And what does Trump do? Trump attacks. So the Republicans supposed to be law and order. Now you're attacking judges. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. And police. Trump wants to defund the FBI. Why? Because they're investigating his crimes. Dude, you committed a crime. Think about what the Republicans have to do. This guy, Trump, committed crimes, tried to overthrow the government, but yet he's been persecuted. Dude, what you did was illegal activity. Stop doing illegal activities. So by this logic, I can commit multiple crimes, and then all I have to do is say, yeah, I'm running for president, so you can't do anything against me. And it's even worse that he was the president doing this. Should be at a higher standard. Okay, so what's happening now? Now people's lives are being put at risk. Bragg's family, the judge, down in Georgia, his other case, which has more teeth to it. Trump's out threatening everybody. That's what he thinks is going to happen. If he threatens them, they're just going to back off because that's what he did his whole life. So again, Republicans are putting people at risk. Let's go to another thing. Conservative judges are trying to ban abortion pills, which is the safest modes for abortion, right? It's less intrusive. Guess what? They want to ban it. They're also doing, if you are helping someone who's underage who cannot get permission from their parents, help take them to an abortion site that you could get jail. That is a crock of shit, okay? First of all, so what's going to happen? We want teenagers to be pregnant and have babies, like Boebert's family. Lauren Boebert kid was like 17, 18 years old, is having a kid. She's 36. She's a grandmom because that's what happened to her mom. So it just goes on and on and on and on, that cycle. Just because you're miserable in your life doesn't mean you have to get involved with everybody else. And they're the same people who are against cancel culture and government overreach. So it's not the same. Republicans are banning books. DeSantis is banning books in Florida. Cancel culture. That means they're hurting kids. Why? To own the libs. This is what it's all about. Owning the libs. That is it. There's no policies that they have outside of owning the libs and culture wars. And it's blowing up and backfiring. I mean, now they're worried about Bud Light. Bud Light worked with different influencers. One happened to be trans. Kid Rock starts shooting up a beer, which is stupid, dude. They already got your money. Well, how does shooting the beer make it any better? It's stupid. Travis Tritt the same way. All these other conservatives are so angry. Why are you so angry? Why do you care? I think maybe deep down inside, they're a little worried about themselves and they're projecting. Dude, do you know how many times I worry about what someone else is doing, what they're dressing? Zero. I don't care. And guess what? Most people don't give a shit either. They're too worried about their own lives or the people in their circle. Why are you so worried and filled with so much hate? Whether or not somebody wants to, doesn't feel comfortable with their own gender. Who cares? So what? So guess what? Same Republicans, they didn't like football because Colin Kaepernick. They didn't like NASCAR because there was a driver who was black and he was complaining about racism. And now they don't like Budweiser beer. Oh, guess what? They all came back to it. Or B, nobody cares. Nobody cares if a bunch of Republicans aren't watching this stuff. Guess what? You're going to come back either, or now what? You're not going to have NASCAR, beer, or football. What y'all going to do? Exactly. You're going to watch it. You know it? Yeah, you're going to watch it. Okay, I know you guys aren't watching my program in the Republican circles because, quite frankly, I bashed you guys. And I should. So, what did we learn? Republicans are outraged over culture wars, but their culture wars are getting people injured and killed. So we need to stand up. The number one issue right now is gun safety. Call your politicians. I do it all the time. Doesn't always lead to anything, but the more times they hear it over and over again, you might be able to sway them. We all know that they're backed by the NRA, but keep the pressure up. All right. Mark, another episode of the ADD Show. Thank you.